welcome to Peoria and America's original March Madness. We kick off day 2 in Class 1A with the Try Again game. Lewistown and Annawan try to bounce back from semifinal losses. Hello and welcome to Carver Arena in downtown Peoria. I'm Lee Hall. The Indians and the Braves go at it here after losing yesterday and go for the 1A Consolation Championship and the third place trophy here today. Here for the call, Kurt Pegler and Cal Hubbard.
Thank you, Lee. Indeed, welcome inside Carver Arena for America's original March Madness. It's Championship Saturday. We've got a championship game to tell you about, but first we've got a third place trophy to be battled for. Kurt Pegler along with former Normal University High head coach Cal Hubbard. And the neat thing about this game is somebody's going home with a trophy. That would be the first ever in Annawan. Lewistown trying to better their fourth place performance from last season.
Well, the third place game is usually a very good basketball game, and these teams should be really proud of what they've done all season. We're really it's always been well played, and it's a relaxed atmosphere, and these kids have, there's a lot of teams that would love to have a chance to play in this game.
No doubt about that. Let's tell you how these two teams made their way here to this third place game. We'll talk about the Annawan Braves first. They won the sectional semifinal against Polo and then beat number 1 South Beloit for the sectional championship in Hanover before taking out Newark in the DeKalb Super Sectional on Tuesday. Lost to Macon Meridian in the state semifinal yesterday. Meanwhile, the road to the Final Four for Lewistown included victories over Orion and Barry Western to win their Lewistown's sectional title, beat Winchester West Central in the Jacksonville Super on Tuesday before losing to Woodlawn in the state semifinal yesterday. When we talk about key players, obviously we're going to talk a lot about Mr. Kopians when we talk about the Annawan Braves. However, he's got a pretty good supporting cast, and the guy that leads that cast is Matt DeDecker.
Well, we feel that Matt DeDecker is the finest shooter, outside shooter on the team, and he needs to take a little pressure off of Kopians. So we're hoping that today he can stretch the defense a little bit and allow Kopians to have a much better ball game.
The strength of the Lewistown Indians, their perimeter players. Quentin Hatfield gets a lot of the publicity, but there's a pretty good number 2 guy in Brent Burrows as well.
Well, Brent Burrows is their leading assist man. He's also their second leading scorer, and as he goes, sometimes that's the way the team goes. So they're going to be looking to him for a big game.
All right, let's break down the keys to the game for this third place championship. What do the Annawan Braves have to do to be successful here today?
Well, the Annawan Braves want to be in attack mode at all times. They want to attack the basket and play at a high rate. They also want to get Kopians off to a good start. Yesterday he got off to a slow start. Today hopefully it'll be a little quicker start and get some confidence going. And they need to refill their tank and really start playing well after an emotional loss yesterday. Sometimes it's hard to pick yourself back up.
Again, I'm sorry, Lewistown finished 4th last year. What are their keys to maybe getting that third place trophy this year?
Well, anytime you play against Annawan, you're going to have to try to control the tempo, slow them a little bit down with their defense. You're going to handle their pressure, especially the 2-2-1 full court press, which is an unusual press. And you want to be able to involve the posts in the game because Annawan's going to have trouble guarding your posts.
Third place championship is coming up. It's Annawan and it's Lewistown live here from Carver Arena. We've got the opening tip right around the corner here on the IHSA television network. Championship Saturday at Carver Arena in downtown Peoria. But first up, it's the third place game between the 27-7 Annawan Braves and the 25-8 Lewistown Indians. As we get set for tip-off here, this is really a great environment. This is the last day of the season for these small school kids and memories that they'll never, ever forget.
Yeah, the third place game is an excellent game, and it's well played on most occasions. Kids are relaxed. They're disappointed, but they're relaxed. And there are hundreds and hundreds of teams that would love to be in this position and hundreds of kids. So it should be a good basketball game and a basketball game of conflicting styles, which is always fun to watch.
Lewistown, the Indians coming 40 miles from the west of Peoria, so they've had the shortest drive of any of the teams to get here to Peoria. In Fulton County, they have an enrollment of about 230 students. The Annawan Braves coming from near the Quad Cities, about a 60-mile drive, so not that much farther than Lewistown. They're coming from the northwest as they make their way here to Carver Arena. Again, Lewistown finished 4th in the state last year, trying to better their performance this time around. Annawan will take home their first ever state tournament trophy, regardless of the outcome today. Let's meet the players, and to do that, we throw it courtside to our public address announcer, Paul Herzog.
Good morning, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association of the City of Peoria, Welcome to America's Original March Madness. This third place game in Class 1A 2009 for the boys features the Annawan Braves 27-7 and the Lewistown Indians 25-8. Let's meet the starting lineups. At a guard for Annawan, a 5'9" junior, 2, Sean Walker. At a guard for Lewistown, a 6-foot senior, 2, Scott Parrish. Another guard for the Braves, a 6'3" junior, number 10, Matt DeDecker. Another guard for the Indians, a 6'1" junior, 4, Quentin Hatfield. At a forward for Annawan, a 6'5" senior, number 5, Alex Kopayans. At a guard for Lewistown, a 5'11" senior, 12, Brent Burrows. At a forward for the Braves, a 6'3" senior, 13, Heath Rakestraw. At center for Lewistown, a 6'9" junior, 50, Joe Jugovic. And a forward for Annawan, a 6'1" junior, 32, Mackenzie Chapman. And a forward for Lewistown, a 6'4" junior, 20, Ian Simpson. Coaching 6 years, 4 at Annawan with a record of 79-43, Ryan Brown. Head coach for 16 years, 7 at Lewistown, a record of 132-74, Brad Hatfield. As the players and coaches wish each other good luck at half court, the IHSA Board of Directors and member schools expect and promote good sportsmanship from all athletes, from its coaches, from its students, parents, and from its spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials in a positive manner. Do what's right. Thank you. No other state in America can claim the rich history and tradition that's been generated by March Madness in Illinois. It's America's original March Madness. Direct your attention to the arena floor and meet the officials for this game. The referee from McChesney Park, Dave Kudzma. From Peru, Jeff Sonnenberg. And from Winona, Tom Fulkerson. Presenting the game ball will be Brian Stone of Beals Cleaners, one of the sponsors of the March Madness experience next door at the exhibit hall. We thank Beals Cleaners for their contribution to the greatest high school single event in the land.
Thanks again to Walgreens, a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right sportsmanship campaign, for their sponsorship of that opening handshake. The Meijer starting lineups brought to you by Meijer. Check us out at Shop for More at Meijer.com. Annawan and Lewistown ready to jump center here. Those same starting fives opened the state tournament yesterday in the state semifinal games. Annawan again in their road red jerseys, maroon with white trim and white lettering. Lewistown in the home whites with red trim and red and white lettering. And Joe Jugovic gets the opening tap right back at him, and we're underway. Class 3A boys basketball, third place game. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard, our sideline reporters Lee Hall, and our IHSA television network crew. Glad you're alongside as we get you ready for a full day of basketball. We'll have a championship game following this one, and then 2A boys basketball tonight with championship Saturday night kicking in. Ball is out of bounds, and there's a turnover, and the Braves will get their first possession.
Annawan started in a 1-3-1, and you don't see a 1-3-1 in today's game as often as you used to. And I know Coach Hatfield is concerned about how he's going to attack it since he hadn't seen one this year. So it'll be interesting to see that both teams also started out in a zone today, with Lewistown starting in their 2-3 zone, which will slow down the tempo of the game and would help Lewistown because they play a little bit slower.
Now that ball is out of bounds. You got a good look momentarily of Ryan Brown, the head coach of the Braves. And there's Brad Hatfield. He's brought his Indians 2 consecutive years here to Carver Arena. Had a 4th place trophy in the trophy case last year, the 2018, which won a school record 31 games. And this year guaranteed to bringing back another state trophy to the small town of Lewistown, about 40 miles from here. There's a 3 ball that's up and in. Matt DeDecker, we talked about him at the top of the broadcast. He's such a nice compliment to the all-stater Alex Kopayans, and he has his team on the board.
Being one of your better outside shooters, you got in the gap and hit a shot right off, which definitely helps your confidence.
Here's Burrows as the Indians trying to attack the zone. As you mentioned, Cal, they're not accustomed to seeing this kind of a zone. And here you are seeing it maybe for the first time all year, the second time all year in the state tournament.
You got to be able to play against any kind of defenses that come, and I'm sure both coaches have a strategy that they're going to attack these teams with. When you're attacking a zone, you want to get in the gaps and move the basketball.
Quentin Hatfield a miss. Now Sean Walker brings the ball up the floor. Snaps a pass to Kopions. Couldn't finish. The rebound couldn't go down. Ball is still alive. There's Kopions again. Goes and gets it.
One other thing is you can beat it up the floor, which is what Annawan just did. That's what the zone sets up.
Penetration. Kickoff. Ball is loose. Stolen by Burrows. He lost it. Sean Walker back to get it for the Braves. A lot of effort on the floor right now. It doesn't look real pretty. Kopions missed the shot. Alex Kopions, the first team All-Stater, had a rough go of it yesterday, just 1 out of 6 from the floor. There's Burrows with the left hand, can't go. Chapman had it knocked out of his hands. Here comes DeDecker, back for the Braves. Down the lane. Off the glass and in. Matt DeDecker, all 5 of his team's points. Brad Hatfield wants timeout. He's trying to
Lewistown.
get his team fired up, which had a hard time attacking this zone so far.
Well, they're actually getting the ball inside against it, but they're playing at a much faster pace than they need to play at. They want to play a little bit slower, take a little bit more deliberate approach to the zone.
Here's the tale of the two cities. Again, we mentioned that the population of Annawan just under 1,000. Lewistown 2,300. Annawan's in Henry County, again just outside the Quad Cities. Lewistown about 40 miles west of here in Fulton County. About 100 more students at Lewistown, a member of the Prairie Land Conference. Annawan calls the Lincoln Trails Conference its home affiliation. And again, here is the map to show you where these two towns are located. Lewistown, again, about 40 miles west of Peoria. Annawan about 60 miles northwest. So neither of these two teams with too far of a drive when you consider, for example, that the folks from Woodlawn that'll be playing for a state championship in a couple of hours made a drive of better than 200 miles to get here.
Well, they're in a similar part of the state, and they've both had very strong basketball traditions over the years. It is amazing that this is the second time for Lewistown in the state tournament and the first time for Annawan. But there are strong basketball programs and have been for years.
Annawan High School with 126 students exactly, half boys, half girls, 113 on each side.
How do you do that?
Yeah, how do you do that? That's an interesting combination there. And Ryan Brown, as we mentioned, in his 4th year at Annawan, having them down here playing for a state trophy. And what a job that Brad Hatfield has done in his 7 years at Lewistown with 132 wins. And as we mentioned, going to be bringing home a 2nd state trophy in as many seasons. See if the Indians do a better job of attacking the zone this time.
Annawan is a very good zone team. You can see the length of their arms and how they're able to get into passing lanes and get a piece of a lot of balls. They got a piece of a lot of balls and deflections yesterday, and it's already started today. So it makes it a little harder to make those passes when you have that kind of arm span. One of my favorite things about a defender is the length of his arms.
And Annawan employed a very impressive zone trap yesterday. Got him back in the game against Macon Meridian. And there's a nice basket. Quentin Hatfield penetrating and scoring with the left hand. Now quickly back up the floor comes Annawan.
There's a penetration under control, too.
Kopions lost his footing and lost the basketball. Turnover for the Braves. Now it's Burrows. Thought about the 3, stepped inside the arch, tried to snap a pass over. The ball is out of bounds. He intended to get that pass over to Ian Simpson, but it's a turnover. We'll step aside. We're just underway here at Carver Arena. Annawan with an early lead over Lewistown in the Class 1A 3rd place game. Back after these local messages.
Okay, Alex Kopions is a great slasher for us. Does a little bit of everything for his team. Can go inside, outside, can post up, can shoot the 3. just does a little bit of everything really well, and plays very great defense. He's our best defender, and at 6'5", he's got very long arms, so he's tough to handle at the 1A level, and is on just a great postseason run. He's had tremendous games during this postseason.
What more can you say about Alex Kopians, a first-team All-Stater? He's had a rough state tournament here, but prior to coming to Peoria in the state tournament games, he was averaging better than 30 points a game. He just absolutely took the Braves on his shoulders to bring him to Carver Arena, but as Ryan Brown calls him, the best all-around player he's ever coached. But certainly he will be a key to this game, and see if he can't get untracked a little bit. He was just 1 of 6 from the field yesterday against Macon Meridian, which did a wonderful job of defending him. The Braves coming back up the floor now.
Did a good job every time he put the ball on the floor and make sure there's a couple people there. That's a really good move. It just happens to be illegal. A little extra step there.
You see the Lewistown highs and lows. They had a 91-point game against Scioto West Prairie, held to 39 points against Tom Weersba's Farmington Farmers in late November. We've got a couple of substitutions that'll be on their way in here for the Indians. We'll see some fresh blood on the floor. Again, the Indians having a difficult time so far against this zone that Annawan is showing.
Notice how much slower the pace of the game is with both teams playing zone than it is when teams are playing man and running up and down the floor. Zones do tend to slow the game down, but it's still just as physical on the inside.
Got a foul on Quentin Hatfill of Lewistown. That'll be his first. And we'll see for the first time Kevin Battefeld coming in the game and Zach Duncan, a pair of sophomores for the Indians.
Usually coaches start their rotation at about the 3 to 4 minute mark, somewhere in there, to get the kids that started a quick blow, except for the kids that never come out.
Annawan with an early 5-2 lead. We are just underway here. Third place game in the Class 1A boys basketball tournament. Braves have had a hard time running their offense as well here.
They're doing a good job of getting the ball in the high post. Both teams are, and moving the ball out of the high post. Against zones, that's an effective way to see the entire floor. They're just not connected on their passing. But the theory, the philosophy is there.
You've got those long arms of 6'5" Alex Kopians at the top of that zone. Active hands defensively for the Braves, and they did a nice job yesterday. They were down by double digits to Macon Meridian in the first half, and if it weren't for that zone defense and that zone ball pressure, Coach, that could have been a real ugly game. They got themselves back in the game and actually had the lead.
Yes, and it really confused Macon Meridian too.
From the outside, that's no good. Boy, Duncan had a look there, but the Indians have come out cold shooting here, folks, so far. It's been rough sledding for the offenses in this one.
It's really hard to come off the bench and shoot your first shot being a three-point shot. As a coach, you want to touch the ball a couple times before they launch it.
Lewistown 1 of 8 to open the game from the field.
The line is, but Coach, I was open. Coach says, why do you think you're open?
Rakestraw with the jump shot. Yeah, sometimes the scouting report has something to do with that, right?
Yeah.
Rakestraw had foul trouble yesterday, had 3 fouls in the first half and didn't have a point at halftime, and so for him to score here in the opening minutes of this game is a plus for him after yesterday being strapped with that foul trouble. 7-2 in favor of Annawan here. Here's Hatfill, draws the double team. Now Burrow steps inside the arch, looking to penetrate, lost the ball. Back out to Hatfill. Hangs, fires, rolled it in.
Real good job of taking a one dribble penetration instead of trying to take the ball all the way to the basket. That was a real good possession for Lewistown.
Now he's the team's leading scorer at better than 15 points per game, and he has 4 points here to open the game for the Indians. Sean Walker left open. His 3 is in.
Yep. Stepped up in the gap and hit a shot. Good ball movement by Annawan.
He's the guy that Ryan Brown, the head coach, calls lightning in a bottle. He says he's come a long way since November. Certainly kind of an energy kind of guy for the Braves. Played well yesterday, had 11 points and 4 assists and 2 steals against Macon Meridian.
I think Coach Brown's got a nickname for everything
and
everybody.
He does. Just a joy to talk to on Thursday.
He is. He's so enthusiastic. That's really fun to see.
Here's to Decker. His 3 is no good.
Nice
Kopian's
rebound.
in the right place. Can't finish, though. Jugovic there to rip down the defensive backboard for Lewistown.
Jugovic had a little bit to do with that. It's hard to shoot it over at 6'9" body.
Yeah, 6'9", 250. When you have that kind of a frame in Class 1A boys basketball, you can really cause trouble. There he is down low. Had it stripped, though. Good hands again
Pass was thrown low, and it's hard for a big kid to catch the ball at his waist. Pass being thrown high would have made it an easy basket or a dunk.
Mackenzie Chapman down low. Jugovic stayed on his feet and still got a piece of that one. Swatted it away.
It's hard to teach him to be 6'9", but that was excellent that he went straight up and made the block without slapping at it.
Well, either you have it or you don't when you're 6'9", right? There's Rakestraw catch and shoot, so he is certainly back in the scoring groove after that rough afternoon yesterday.
Yeah, Annawan looks much smoother in the first quarter than they did yesterday. Much more relaxed and are playing their game.
And an 8-point advantage for the Braves. Burrows penetrates, slipped it down to Jugovic. Nicely done, and a 3-point opportunity for the big man, the center.
Excellent pass on the penetration by Burrows, I believe.
It was.
Yeah, Burrows he did a good job of getting inside. And you notice how he threw the ball at the big man's chest. He didn't throw it at his waist. That makes a lot of difference. That foot or 2 feet or 5 feet on this kid's but that was an excellent pass and a good finish.
Well, Jugovic is a guy that Coach Hatfield says is raw. He's only getting better. He's improved his footwork and his defensive abilities, and he's got one more year of high school basketball to play. Final seconds of this quarter, and Jugovic comes away with a steal. See if Burrows can get a shot off in the final second. It's on target and just off.
Had enough club and right on line.
Annawan 12, Lewistown 6. 1 quarter in the books of this third place game. Back with more from the state tournament after these messages from your network sponsors.
And we're back at Carver Arena. 12-6 the score. Annawan the lead, and it's our NAR National Association of Realtors move of the game. I'm with Dave and Kathy Rakestraw. What happened, Dave? You're not supposed to be sitting down here.
I don't know. We were back upstairs there and probably 50 rows back, and then some lady comes up and says, "Hey, you guys get front row seats," and we're just totally ecstatic. It's my son's last game of the year, and we're just so proud and so happy to be here. Just extremely thank you, IHSA.
Kathy, somebody told me you were a little teary-eyed when you got moved down here to see Heath up close.
Definitely. I might cry again.
It's got to be a big thrill for you guys.
Oh, awesome. For Heath and everybody in Annawan and everybody on the team, we just love them and so proud of them.
All right, well, enjoy. We'll get out of your way. Thanks to NAR for the move of the game. They got seats almost as good as you, Kurt.
I think better than we have over here, that's for sure. We'd like to be in the front row over there.
Isn't that special, though?
That's nicely done.
That is really special for families and schools to have that kind of pride in their kids. I think they all do, but get that kind of a situation for them, that's just awesome.
And the Annawan folks have brought a nice-sized crowd. I was coming into the arena when they were arriving, and they're very enthused about their first state appearance.
You can see in the stats here that it doesn't show on there, but there were 5 turnovers for Annawan and 4 for Lewistown, which has caused fewer shots.
Our first quarter statistics brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. 12-6 the Annawan lead here. We've played just about a minute into this second quarter, the third place game. Zach Riley, is in the game for the first time, and there's an outside jumper that goes down a 3. Duncan.
Much more relaxed on that shot. He's been in the game for a little bit. He hit the gap. Real nice stroke. Ball moved better for Lewistown that time, too. I'm sure Coach Hatfield talked about, let's get the ball inside, back outside, quit dribbling the ball so much, and move the ball. Attack the zone.
Pump fake, and a 3-point opportunity coming for Steve DeMay. He got a nice pass there from Sean Walker on the penetration there, Coach.
Good job of attacking the middle of the zone, drawing the defense, and almost got caught up in the air. Nice finish.
Walker does a nice job. He was called one time already for a traveling violation, but he hangs onto that ball until the last possible second when he's in the air to figure out where he's going to distribute it.
I really like the length of the arms on Annawan. Of course, I've always been a ball press zone coach, so you look at people that can cover passing lanes, and look how much territory they cover on the half court. They make the passing and the interior passing especially more difficult.
Quentin Hatfield to the baseline. He's cut off. He brings it back out top. So they'll swing it to the near side. That's Scott Parrish with the ball. Now Hatfield. His 3 is short. Hatfield's a little banged up. He had kind of a turf toe.
That's exactly what it looked like. He couldn't get his feet underneath him when he made that shot.
Yeah, he went up for a rebound yesterday, came down the wrong way, and perhaps hyperextended a toe. It's all bandaged up, so he's trying to gut this one out.
He can be sick tomorrow. We don't have a game.
You got a long time to recover, don't you?
That's
Even
right.
though a lot of these guys are baseball players. Baseline jumper goes down for Ian Simpson, the 6'4", 185-pound junior forward. worked hard defensively in the offseason on his rebounding, according to the coaching staff. And they're showing some of his range.
Good ball movement. Ball swung to the weak side and did a nice job of attacking the baseline.
Walker the miss. Mackenzie Chapman is tied up. He couldn't get rid of the basketball. Held ball. Alternate possession goes towards Lewistown. Matt DeDecker is going to re-enter the game now for Annawan. He'll replace Chapman. We're going to see Brent Burrows re-enter the game now for Lewistown. Let's see who he sends back to the bench. Looks like Parrish will go back and take a seat in the Indians bench.
The pace of the game has really picked up this quarter too. In the last 2.5 minutes, I've been attacking the zone, moving the basketball, and not being so tentative.
Burrows, he's got that 3-point stroke, couldn't get it to go that time.
That
back
was a
together
4-point
Sean Walker.
stroke.
Yeah, that would have been, could have given him 4 points for that one. There's Walker now. Here's DeDecker in traffic, puts up a shot, drew contact. He'll get to the free throw line. Boy, Sean Walker really is lightning in a bottle. Just like Ryan Brown has said, he penetrates, he finds the open man, he makes things happen on the floor.
He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps on taking it to the basket, keeps on hitting the gaps, making good decisions on the offensive end, and he can also shoot the basketball.
DeDecker with an 11.6 rebound and 3 steals effort in the state semifinal loss yesterday to Macon Meridian. He played well in that game. Get that free throw to go. Ball is on the floor, still loose.
Look at those kids.
Yeah, they're going after it.
It's just so much fun to see that kids have so much desire. Kids just play so hard in high school basketball.
Well, anybody that says that nobody cares about the third place game, just showing a snapshot of that off the missed free throw.
Probably somebody's never played in it.
Zach Duncan for 3. Off the top of the backboard after it hit the front of the rim. Here comes DeDecker back in the front court now. You're right, the pace is a lot more up-tempo. Here's Burrows now with the steal.
Kids are loosening up and realizing it's a basketball game.
4 steals now for the defense of the Indians. Duncan thought about the 3, instead goes back out top to Burrows. 4.5 to go here in this opening half.
Good ball movement. They're making the zone work. By making the zone work, you can find gaps and see mistakes.
Burrows open 3, that's in.
Good patience on the offensive end, kept hitting the gap. There were 2 shots that were passed up in order to get a better one.
40th 3-point make of the season for Brent Burrows, one of just 2 seniors on this roster. The other one, Scott Parrish. So the core of this Lewistown team will return next year.
Good flash in the post by Copians.
Copians
lost his footing.
Timeout on the floor. 4 minutes to go here. Second quarter. Annawan with a 1-point lead over Lewistown. Class 1A, third place game. Back with more from Carver Arena after these local messages. After struggling through a 6-point opening quarter, Lewistown already has 8 points here in the second quarter, Cal. With better than 4 minutes to go, they've maybe cured some of their offensive ills here. And let's go to Lee Hall.
Okay, guys, just in the Lewistown huddle, Brad Hatfield saying he wants to see the penetration between the gaps in the zone and the kick. The penetrate and kick, they're looking for either an easy layup or a kick out for an open 3. Back to you.
Here's Hatfield. Nice catch. Boy, he had to go up high to get that one. He's going to be rewarded with a couple of foul shots. They're much more active here offensively, the Indians here in the second quarter.
Well, you can just see how the movement of the ball is good, but also the movement of the people. Ball moves, they move to a different gap, and they're finally finding the gaps in this 1-3-1 zone. It is a zone that was really popular for a long time, and now it's fallen out of favor, but it does a really good job of covering passing lanes and being strong on the boards. So I think Lewistown's feeling more comfortable with attacking it. But also Annawan's been attacking the zone pretty well down here as well. They just haven't been, they've been mishandling the ball, even though when they were open, they weren't able to finish plays.
Lewistown enjoying its first lead of the game. Here's Kopians. He's still looking for his first points of the game. So far, Alex Kopians, the first team All-Stater, 0 for 5. Missed shot from the corner. That was Walker that put that one up. Now Burrows brings the ball back up the floor for the Indians. The 4th place team in the state last year, trying to better that by a spot to 3rd place this year if they can win this one. Here's Burrows. He may have walked. He did.
Took off just a little bit too quickly.
Ryan Brown said, when we are in attack mode, we play well. That's what he told us on Thursday. And I think Annawan was in the attack mode in the first 8 minutes of the game, but maybe they're not quite into that mode right now.
I don't really think they've been into the attack mode like he wants them to be. They're kind of walking the ball up the floor. This zone has really lulled them to sleep. I don't know if they weren't expecting it or what, but they don't look like they're really pushing it and trying to beat the zone up the floor. I think they did that in the first couple of minutes, as you said, but not anymore.
Here's Kopians. Had an open look just for a minute before Burrows closed the gap on him. Gets to the baseline, puts up a tough shot. Ball is free. Annawan comes down with it. Walker tried to slip the pass inside. The pass was intended for Steve DeMay, but it's picked up by Burrows all the way down the floor, and a 3-point opportunity.
What a great finish by Burrows. This is all set up by the way Kopians was really doubled down on the baseline, but on the breakout, Burrows got a cutter in front of him, and he still kept his concentration and finished the shot. Drew the foul.
In the offseason, Brad Hatfield told Brent Burrows, the point guard job is yours, but I want you to go out and grab it and prove to me that you want that thing. And from what we've seen this season, and certainly from the state tournament, he's grabbed it.
He said he's grown up emotionally, and he's just a much better player, leader, teammate. And he said that's what's made them take off and become a Final Four team.
We've got a foul on the floor against the Indians. Quentin Hatfield picks up his second. Coming into the game is going to be Scott Parrish now for the Indians. And he'll send Hatfield with his 2 fouls to the Indians bench. 4-point Lewistown lead. Here's to Decker. Now Kopian still looking for his first basket of this one. Walker.
Inside, back outside.
Kopian's for 3.
Ball movement.
Second chance opportunity. Kopian's again. This time he scores from the other end.
Good job. When the shot's not going in from the outside, you got to keep battling. He got the ball back and took it to the basket.
First basket of the game for the senior, who also is a golfer, plays baseball, 3-sport athlete.
I knew there was something I liked about that kid.
I would imagine he's got a nice long stroke too with those arms.
Yeah, he does. Like to see his backswing. It's probably a little longer than mine.
Under 2 minutes to go here, first half. Here's Parrish. His 3 is short. The Decker comes away with it for Annawan. And now they can shoot for a tie, or a 3-ball gives the Braves the lead back in front. Here's Kopians now. Draws a double team. It's stripped.
He does draw a crowd, doesn't he?
He is the focal point of defenses.
Well, every time he puts the ball on the floor, you see that he's drawing at least 2 people to him.
Jugovic is going to come back in now for Lewistown, the 6'9" center. And he'll send sophomore center Zach Riley back to the bench.
Zach Riley does a good job on the board and a good job defensively.
I agree.
And he uses him really well to give Jugovic a blow.
And the good thing about him is he's just a sophomore.
Right. There are good and bad things about sophomores.
Ball is on the floor near steal through Burrows' legs, and it's going to be an over and back.
Well, the best thing about sophomores is they become juniors.
That's the truth. And if you're getting some playing time on the state stage as a sophomore, you would think that there's only dividends to be paid down the road.
Yeah, getting this experience is crucial. They have such a young team at Lewistown.
Just 2 seniors on that Lewistown Indians roster. Under a minute to go here. Opening half of the Class 1A boys basketball 3rd place game. Again, Macon, Meridian, and Woodlawn to play for the state title after this one. Here's DeMay. He's going to pull the trigger on a 3. Can't get it. Jugovic clears.
Just when you think they're holding for one, you launch it.
The Indians have an opportunity here now. Parrish in the corner, in trouble. Quick hands by Sean Walker.
In today's game, it's really hard to teach kids to be really patient when they see a zone offense. And you'll see sometimes where they'll hurry up and they'll take bad shots because they're used to playing at a much faster pace.
Here's Burrows, kick out to Zach Duncan through his hands. Kopion's a near steal, ball's out of bounds.
Kopion's is quick on the point of that press too. He causes, with his arms and his quickness, he can cause a lot of problems.
Well, you mentioned that his long arms can really cause trouble defensively, and that was the case yesterday in helping get back in the game against Macon Meridian. 2-point lead for Lewistown. Final seconds here of this second quarter. Burrows guarded by Kopion's foul at the timeline, way out on the perimeter.
Those kind of fouls drive coaches crazy. But maybe he called it because it was still not in the bonus, so it might have been a good foul.
5.8.
Maybe it didn't drive coaches as crazy as I thought.
Burrows' three is no good. Zach Duncan had it momentarily, and that's the end of the half.
Worked out pretty well, didn't it?
The Indians were down 6 at the quarter, but they'll head to the locker room at halftime up 19-17. So they turned the tables and got things going there in the second quarter, and they've got the halftime lead by a deuce, and Lee Hall is standing by with head coach Brad Hatfield.
All right, we're with Brad Hatfield comparing fashions here. It's the basketball tie against the purple coat. You guys got down 12-4 and went on quite a run there. I believe it was 15-3, something like that. What changed?
Well, we did a better job of attacking their 1-3-1, I think. We really stood around the first 4 or 5 minutes, both on defense and offense. I think we got moving a little better.
You challenged your team a little bit there early in the game, too.
Yeah, I thought we were just playing, kind of going through the motions the first few minutes, but we're starting to get more active now.
All right, good luck to you second half, Coach. Nice tie.
Thanks.
All right, back after this on the IHSA TV network. And welcome to our National Association of Realtors halftime show. The NAR wants you to know that home ownership is an investment in your future. When ready to buy or sell a home, contact a realtor, a member of the NAR. It's Lewistown with a 19-17 lead here at the halftime. Here at Tournament Central, it's Lee Hall along with former Princeton coach, former Illinois assistant coach Roger Lowe, and a little bit of a late wake-up call, I thought, for the Lewistown Indians. They got behind 5-0. Then it was 12-4. And it looked like things could have gone pretty bad. It looked like they weren't maybe quite ready to play. We see that a lot in tournament games, no matter what time of day. But they really answered the call after that.
Played a great second quarter, and like you said, Lee, they got down early, and shooting only 25% in the first quarter leads to bad problems on the scoreboard.
On the other hand, though, they played pretty good defense, especially after it got 12-4. They only allowed 5 points the remainder of the first half.
They did a great job on the 2-3 zone, and once again took Kopion's completely out of the game. Kopion's is playing pretty well otherwise. He's rebounding, he's taking care of the point on their zone, but the coach at Lewistown, Coach Hatfield, has done a great job keeping the ball away from the All-Stater.
It's been tough for Kopion's in both games. It looked to me like last night Macon Meridian was a little physical with him, and he's having a little bit of trouble getting a shot today, too.
That's right, but he's getting the other players involved and doing a good job there. I do want to give a lot of recognition to Brent Burrows. I thought he's played a great first half for Lewistown, getting into the gaps a little bit on their zone. One thing I think that Lewistown could do a little bit better is maybe step inside to take those 3-point shots. They're making them 22 and 23 feet when they only have to be really 19 feet 9.
Right. All right, that will do it for this segment. We'll be back after this local timeout. Lewiston up by 2. And welcome back to our National Association of Realtors halftime show. It's the band from Liberty playing here at halftime as Lewistown enjoys a 2-point lead over Annawan. We'll take a look at those first half stats, Roger Lowe, brought to us by Menards. Say big money at Menards. Neither team shooting it very well from a percentage standpoint in the first half.
Not really, and I look at that fourth line again, Lee. I think that Coach Hatfield will talk about trying to step in a little bit, make that shot a little easier than Lewistown's making it in the first half.
And as we continue to look at the numbers, turnovers, 10 for Annawan, 6 for Lewistown. The other numbers, 7 steals for Lewistown, and that's another indicator of their defense. Bedecker with 6, Rakestraw with 4, Hatfield with 6, Burrows with 6. You mentioned him as his play in the first half and giving him credit for a good first half for Lewistown.
I've been real impressed with Burrows, but also on the Annawan side, I thought Walker did a great job for them. He has to be their leading rebounder at the halftime. I'm pretty sure of that. And also, Decker's getting up some good points, taking a little bit of load off Kopion's.
All right, it's a 2-point ball game. It was a quick start for Annawan. Lewistown answered, and it's a 2-point game here at the half. Back after this local timeout.
Halftime Class 1A boys basketball third place game. Lewistown leads Annawan 19-17. Kurt Pegler along with former Normal University High head coach Cal Hubbard. Interesting first half, slow start for Lewistown. Big second quarter, now they've got the lead.
Right, it's been a game of, the first quarter was a feeling the team's out, and I think Lewistown hit their stride in the second quarter, played very well, attacked the zone much better. But also, Annawan did a pretty good job of attacking the zone. They just weren't able to free Kopion's, and they were also not able to handle the ball in the middle of the defense.
We'll take a look at some of the first half highlights here, as again it was a fast start, at least for Annawan. They were using that zone to their advantage.
Well, Decker got a shot, made it early in the game, which was good for his confidence. And then they started going into the high post area, got a good turnaround jumper on that possession. And then you see a baseline is usually an area you can attack against the 1-3-1, and you see a jump shot from there. And another one.
And so they found that soft spot kind of in the zone, and they were able to take what was a 6-point deficit and turn it into a 2-point halftime advantage. Again, the Lewistown Indians last year finishing 4th in the state. They lost both games at state. They want to turn the tables and at least try to better themselves with a better finish here this time around. Annawan first ever trip to state, so perhaps they got those first half jitters out of the way and maybe to have a better performance here in the second half.
It's a good basketball game, and I think both coaches are working really hard trying to keep their kids involved and doing what they need to do against the zone, because I really don't think Lewistown's seen that much zone this year.
Yeah, neither team had told us beforehand that they'd seen more man-to-man, way more man-to-man than they had seen zone. So when you start throwing a zone at them at the state stage, it becomes just a different headache to deal with, huh?
Well, predominantly right now the game is man-to-man defense, and kids like to play one against one. But when you get in a crucial game, you're trying to win it, you'll do whatever it takes.
Lee Hall is standing by with Ryan Brown, the head coach of the Braves.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Ryan Brown comparing me now to Tom Weersma. I was kind of going for Rocky Hill, but, you know, whatever. 2-point game. You guys got off to a good start. What happened? They went on about a 15-3 run there.
Well, we just started being real inefficient on offense. I thought we were playing an okay defense. We just weren't scoring during that time frame and just got a little lazy on the offensive end, weren't getting our cuts going, just kind of passing, but not being real ball tough with it. Just seemed like every time we put the ball in the deck or had the ball here, they're just tipping it away and causing a few turnovers. But, in the end, we're rebounding well, so we know we're going to be all right if we just keep rebounding, playing pretty good defense. 19 points at halftime is just fine on defense. That's where you want to be. It's just offense. We need to get keyed up and just get in that attack mode. So, hopefully we'll have a third quarter like we had yesterday.
Good luck to you second half, Coach. Back after this on the IHSA TV network.
And we are back live here at the state tournament Carver Arena. Second half action underway now. Annawan starts the second half with a basketball, trailing Lewistown 19-17 in this third place game. Class 1A boys basketball. State championship game to follow. Macon Meridian and Woodlawn, a pair of teams with 30 wins. Both teams start the second half with the same fives, which opened the game. Sean Walker, Alex Kopians, Matt DeDecker, Heath Rakestraw, Mackenzie Chapman for Annawan, which just turned it over. Lewistown starts with Scott Parrish, Quentin Hatfill, Brent Burrows, Ian Simpson, Joseph Jugovic. Lewistown again trailed by 6 at the end of the first quarter, but had a 13-point second quarter, holding Annawan to 5 points, outscoring them 13-5 in that second quarter to take this 2-point lead. And we've got a whistle and a foul against the Braves.
Coach Hatfield's tried to get the weak side to be aware that on a skip pass, it's a gap open and a good shot there, and he's trying to have the kids understand where the gaps are in this 1-3-1. That helps create a gap when you have a 6'9", 250 setting a pick too.
Behind that screen, Burrows couldn't finish. Jugovic gets it back in traffic, and he's going to be rewarded with a couple of free throws.
A lot of contact, a lot of fouls before that one was called.
Matt DeDecker picks up the foul. That's his first. And Jugovic, 6'9", 260. He had 18 points in their victory over Winchester West Central in the Super Sectional on Tuesday night against Jacksonville, and then backed that up with a 7.6 rebound effort in 21 minutes in the state semifinal loss yesterday to Woodlawn. And again, just a junior, getting better with each passing day, and he'll be back next year for his senior season.
Got a nice roll on the second free throw, which always helps.
Got off his feet that time. Rakestraw beat him to the baseline, and Rakestraw draws contact in the foul.
Did an excellent job of taking the ball to the glass, just didn't quite finish.
Burrows picks up the foul. That's his first foul. There's DeDecker, down low, can't get it. Jugovic never left his feet and came away with the rebound.
Sometimes you need to look at who's in front of you before you try to shoot the ball, but they did a nice job of getting the ball into the interior of the defense.
Well, nobody expected the Lewistown Indians to be here. The coach said not only were they under the radar, they weren't even on the radar screen. In fact, there were many basketball people that didn't know they could survive the Bushnell Regional, which they won. Went home, won their Lewistown sectional against some state-ranked teams, beat state-ranked Orion, for example, in the super sectional, in the sectional semifinal. Then had to go down to Jacksonville and beat a very good West Central team. Just nobody gave them a chance, and here they are playing on the final game of the season, guaranteed to bring a trophy back home. Travel against Quentin Hatfill.
Another good move. You just took an extra hop.
Yeah, you just got to have that extra dribble in there, don't you?
There was concern that there might have been some bumping going on, too.
Ryan Brown said that his team is embracing the role as the Cinderella here at the state tournament. They've tried to enjoy every minute of it. Sean Walker continues to play very well. He knocks down the jump shot. He has 5 points to go along with his 5 rebounds. Roger Lowe saying at halftime that he believed that Walker was the team's leading rebounder in the opening half, and he was. Both he and Alex Kopians with 5 rebounds in those first 16 minutes. Here's Parrish. His 3 from the top is in.
That's exactly what Coach Hatfield's been trying to get Parrish to do. Look to step up on the weak side in the gap. And he hit the shot.
Parrish was a wide receiver on a very good Lewistown football team this past fall, an all-area receiver. showing his basketball prowess with that jump shot there. Lewistown enjoying its biggest lead of the afternoon. 5-point lead, it's 24-19. Here's Rakestraw. His short jumper is in.
Nice job by Annawan of having patience and getting the ball into the middle of the floor. Turn from the free throw line for a jump shot. Inside, out, back in. Good movement.
Rakestraw with 6 points again yesterday. He was strapped with 3 fouls in the first half, and it really limited his ability to be effective offensively. Quentin Hatfield, offensive rebound, couldn't get it to go. Ball is out of bounds, and Lewistown will maintain possession. They'll have the ball when we come back. Lewistown with a 3-point lead in the third place game. Back with more from Carver Arena after these local messages.
Sure, he did move in, and a very raw player, but a large kid, you know, and I think he's shown great improvement, especially second half of the year, as well as all my post kids have. We had a lot of inexperience at that position, and they've really come along well.
He's indeed coming around. Early in the season, Brad Hatfield said that his team was a little rough around the edges offensively because his perimeters were so good. He was waiting for the post players to kind of catch up with where his guards were at. He had to use a post player by committee, but the way that Joseph Jugovic has continued to progress, things are looking better and better for him next year.
It always takes longer for post players and big kids to develop. Smaller kids are able to get their skills a lot quicker, and you have to be patient and know there's going to be some growing pains.
Off the steal now, the Braves of Annawan trying to take advantage. Here's Walker, pump fake. Now it's Chapman.
Excellent attack of the zone that time. Good inside passing, interior passing was really improved that possession.
Chapman pulls his team within one. It's 24-23 Lewistown. Here's Hatfield. Stepped right around to Decker, missed the short shot though. Walker with another rebound.
You can see how he's taking the ball into medium range areas. Good play by Burrows.
Burrows comes away with the steal. It's a foot race. He and Walker, and he draws contact. He'll get some free throws. How about those two guys going at it, huh?
Yeah, they're both very important players to their team.
Walker at 5'9", running the show for Annawan. Burrows at 5'11", running the show for Lewistown, going one-on-one there. That would be a good, entertaining one-on-one competition.
They sure do play with confidence, and you really like that. And you just see they've just got this air about them when they're on the floor. And point guards, in my opinion, are the most important players on the floor because they make a decision that leads to success or failure.
We talk about how confident Lewistown has been playing as the season progressed. And you mentioned about how confident this young man appears to be. Last year, averaged just 1.9 points per game, so under 2 points a game for a senior-dominated team. This year in his senior season, better than 12 points per game. So he has embraced his role as a leader, as the point guard. And, boy, he's averaging 10 points per game more than he did last year.
Well, Coach Hatfield thinks he had a personality change almost in the offseason, and he really gave the kid a lot of credit. He gave him the reins, and he ran with him.
We remind you that coverage of this IHSA basketball tournament is sponsored by Walgreens and Zero Cal Water. Zero Cal Water, exclusively available at Walgreens, a proud sponsor of this IHSA network broadcast. Rakestraw to the free throw line. His mom and his dad sitting right in the front row, had those seats improved thanks to the folks at the National Association of Realtors, moving mom and dad down close so they can see him playing his state game up close. His final high school game, the senior forward.
Probably weren't happy with those two missed free throws.
They
a lot of body language.
Yeah, I could probably hear mom and dad from that close.
Right.
Sitting about 15 feet away from him. Here's Zach Duncan, who's in the game now. Lost the dribble, gives it up to Burrows. He's going to try the three from the wing on the left. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Good, tough rebound that time by Battenfeld. Couldn't get it, and a steal on the other end. It's going to be to Decker all the way down. He beats Duncan to the basket and lays it in.
Loose ball. Win the loose balls. You win the game.
10 points now for Matt Decker, the first player in double figures. Here's Hatfield, gives it up now. Duncan's going to try another three, front of the rim, no good, tipped out. Long rebound goes to Burrows.
Patience on the possession this time. Just had a turnover that led to no shot. You really need to get a shot this time.
Quick hands, a near steal by Kopians, and the ball is thrown away, so the Braves are going to get it back. Much to the dismay of Brad Hatfield. He's not happy at all. He's going to go to the bench and send Scott Parrish back in the game.
Quick hands, but also long arms that allow that deflection turns into turnovers, and that's really causing problems for the smaller Lewistown guards.
And now the Braves of Annawan have a chance to reclaim the lead here in the final 2.5 minutes of this third quarter. Third place game in Class 1A boys basketball. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard, our sideline reporters Lee Hall, and our hardworking IHSA television network crew. Kopians can't get it to go. Loose ball is corralled.
Good entry into the high post for a good shot. Can't make them go in, but you can make sure you get good shots.
Here's Parrish now. Across the top of the D.
Good skip pass.
Hatfield, yep. And Hatfield penetrates and draws contact in the foul.
The skip pass from one side to the next is starting to open up for both teams. They need to look long over the top, and there should be some shots available on the weak side.
Follows on Steve DeMay, his first for Annawan. Now off the inbound, Zach Duncan left alone. His three is missed from the corner. Ball is still loose, and it's DeDecker that comes away with it. He's got Chapman way ahead of the field. There he is. He found Chapman, who laid it in. And Mackenzie Chapman has given Annawan the lead back at 27-26. Under 2 minutes to go here, third quarter. Don't forget, state championship game follows. Macon Meridian and Woodlawn. And there's Scott Parrish answering with a three.
Good patience, good job of stepping up in the gap and hitting the shot.
35% three-point shooter on the season. A big three that time for Parrish, and now a big steal.
And a run out.
And it's going to be Kevin Battenfeld, but how about the D coming from behind Heath Rakestraw?
He did an excellent job. He closed from 10 feet behind the kid. It's a lot easier to run without the ball than it is to dribble with the ball. So he did a nice job of running down the dribbler.
Closed on the play and saved a sure layup.
And not fouling.
Correct. Parrish, he's got the hot hand. He's going to continue to shoot it.
Those last three shots he's taken look really good.
So Scott Parrish is feeling with it. Now a couple of nice jump shots for Parrish, give him 8 in the game and give his team a 4-point advantage. But answering is Kopians.
Every time Kopians dribbles the ball, somebody's getting a hand on the basketball. They're collapsing really well on him. He's making the good adjustment though, and he's still finding a way to get the shot up.
Under a minute to go here in this third quarter. Ball is off of Parrish and out of bounds, and so the Braves will get it back after the Lewistown turnover. Zach Riley has re-entered the game now. He'll send Joseph Jugovic to the bench so the big fella can catch a breather here. And Riley will likely play out the final minute of this third quarter. Here's Kopians now with his back to the basket. Out to DeDecker, back to Kopians, backs in on Riley. Half minute to go here, third quarter of this Class 1A boys basketball third place game. Short shot from the baseline left is no good by Kopians. He goes and gets his own rebound.
Keeps playing, that's great.
Final 15 seconds. Rakestraw, guarded by Duncan. It's Kopians with 10 seconds to go now. 6 to shoot, ball is out of bounds, and so Lewistown's going to get it back. Miscommunication there. Matt DeDecker tried to find Steve DeMay, but the ball is out of bounds to the Indians with 5.3 to go in the quarter.
Just a miscommunication. Coach was trying to get him to run a play, and just didn't work out.
Quickly they get Quentin Hatfield back in the game to the Indians. And it's Burrows. Final seconds, third quarter, guarded by DeMay. Lost the ball at half court. Now Rakestraw, half quarter at the buzzer, but couldn't get it to go.
My goodness.
2-point Lewistown lead. 8 minutes to go in this third place game. Back with more from the state tournament after these messages from our network sponsors. Down here.
And we're back at Carver Arena. 31-29, Lewistown leading Annawan in the third place 1A game here this afternoon. Very close ball game. We're with Karen Hatfill and Bailey Hatfill. You might have guessed they're related to the coach. You got two sons that were on the team last year. One son graduated. Bailey's a basketball player. Your son's a coach. It's a basketball family, but it goes way beyond that, doesn't it?
Absolutely, because I said it's great to be here a second time. That's doubly blessed. But I want to tell you what, all of these boys are part of our family. I see many of them every single day in classes. It's just a wonderful opportunity for them, and I said I'm so glad to be a part of it.
Bailey, tell us about the games on the driveway at home with your twin brother and then with Clayton, too. I'm sure you got quite a lesson in basketball, didn't you? Or did you give one to them?
I'd like to think so, but probably not. All these boys have been over at our house. I'm friends with all of them. It's just an amazing experience.
Yeah, how's Dad handling it this week?
Great. He's doing good. He's hanging in there.
All right. Hey, good to see you guys again. Best of luck, all right?
Thank you.
All right. The Hatfill family, very intertwined with the basketball family at Lewistown, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Lee. Boy, that's right. Bailey is a twin brother with Quentin on the floor. Bailey plays on the girls' team. Clayton was the older brother who was the leader of the team last year. Boy, Carrie's got her hands full, doesn't she, as the mom in that family?
There's a special place in heaven for coaches' wives, I'll tell you that.
Right? Offensive rebound and stick back for Ian Simpson. Yeah, Carrie Hatfill said that she was caught between a rock and a hard place when her son, Quentin, wanted these red shirts to be printed up that said, "We're back at state." Of course, Coach wasn't crazy about all the T-shirts and all the headaches that go involved with that, but when you're the coach's when you're caught between a rock and a hard place, right?
You just say yes.
And they do. They printed out all those wonderful red shirts, and that's the Lewistown fan base is wearing them back at the Final Four for the second straight year. And with a 4-point lead in the basketball.
Good inside-outside work.
Quentin Hatfill missed the shot, got his rebound, tries to penetrate on Kopians. Collision there, and the foul's going to go against Alex Kopians. Our third quarter stats brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
In the third quarter, it was pretty even. The only difference is that Lewistown's hit two threes. They're 4 of 18 now, as opposed to Annawan being 2 of 9 from three-point range. So
I think that the game has just kind of continued the way it's been going. It's nip and tuck all the way, and trying to avoid mistakes will help both teams down the stretch where you're trying to get free throws. I really like that Quentin Hatfill and the way he's so gutty, and he takes the ball to the basket, and he has no fear, and he continuously challenges bigger and stronger people, and he finds a way to get the job done.
7 points and 5 rebounds right now for Hatfill. He's given his team a 5-point advantage with that foul shot. 34-29, and now a steal by Burrows. Here's Hatfill now, or this is Scott Parrish. Lost the ball on the floor, but it's a reach-in foul against Annawan. Boy, the momentum, when we talk about swings, Annawan just started out with all kinds of confidence, but right now it's the Indians playing with the confidence.
I'm not sure exactly what's happened with Annawan's confidence. I think it is that Kopians has not been able to get moving offensively, and when you take the heart and soul of your offense out, it's really hard for everybody else to perform.
Jugovic chases down the loose ball in the corner, keeps the offensive possession alive for Burrows. Missed the shot, offensive rebound. Simpson sticks it back in.
And that has nothing to do with Kopians not giving it every effort he's got, but the defense is really geared to stop him.
And Ryan Brown calls timeout for Annawan. We'll step aside. 5:47 to go here, third quarter. Lewistown with a 7-point lead. Back with more from the state tournament after this local timeout. Here's a look at our Walgreens Picture Perfect moment. Walgreens, a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right Good Sportsmanship campaign. The Annawan Braves have brought their fan base, face paint and all, here to Carver Arena. Actually, both these teams did a wonderful job of bringing the towns to Carver Arena for their state appearances. Again, Annawan had a super sectional team back in 1986. Their only other game in the state series. That team did not get out of the supers.
An unbelievably important possession right here, Kurt, for Annawan. They need a good shot off this because they've been reeling and didn't get a particularly good shot.
Now it's Burrows, 2-on-1 with
Excellent
Parrish.
break and a finish. The last 3 minutes, Lewistown has really picked up their offensive game. They're attacking the basket and they're playing with so much confidence.
Rakestraw from the outside knocks down the three.
Yeah, a real good answer.
Rakestraw with just his sixth three-point make of the season.
And Coach Brown has changed his defensive approach and he's gone to more pressure.
Boy, Parrish's pass was deflected right at the basket, almost went in. Now Hatfield comes away with a steal. The Braves had some numbers but couldn't convert. Now it's Parrish on the other end scoring again.
Hatfield ran the break from the middle, the textbook.
It's an 8-point Indians advantage. Lewistown's biggest lead of the game. Good hands that time by Simpson and a save. He comes away with a steal.
The defensive intensity has really picked up. There's only been one good shot in the last 3 minutes by Annawan.
And a bump foul on the perimeter by Mackenzie Chapman.
That'll get him in the bonus.
Second foul against Chapman. 1-1 now as Lewistown is in the bonus, and Scott Parrish, who's really played well here in the last couple of minutes, goes to the free throw line.
He's had a really big second half, and he's the difference right now.
A 12-point game for Parrish, who averages 9.2 per contest. Free throw rims out. Kopion's the rebound.
It was almost down.
Walker, his three, short. Rebound, guess who? Parrish. He's in the middle of everything right now.
Annawan is just taking quick, hurried shots instead of making sure to get good shots down. You've got to have good possessions, and you can't have quick shots. Even though that's what the kid's instinct is to do it. So, anyway, Lewistown's in control of the ball game now, but they're going to have to hit free throws in order to keep the lead.
Backcourt foul against Matt DeDecker. Brent Burrows walks up to the free throw line now. He shoots them at 67% on the season.
Coach Brown also talked a lot about his kids don't seem to get rattled. They seem to keep their composure in crucial situations. They don't get down. So I would still expect that we're going to have in the next couple of minutes a pretty good run by Annawan. I don't think this game's over yet.
Nice round of applause for Scott Parrish, who goes back to the Lewistown bench to catch a breather. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Lewistown has a 10-point lead, 4:17 to go here in this third-place game. Back with more from Carver Arena after this local timeout. Don't forget, you can see live streaming by going to foxjocks.com, www.foxjocks.com. Live streaming of the IHSA television network. 42-32, Lewistown a 10-point lead. 4:17 to go here. Third place game in the Class 1A boys basketball tournament. Kurt Pegler, along with former Normal U High head coach Cal Hubbard. Our sideline reporter is Lee Hall. The rest of our IHSA television network crew. The Indians have certainly stepped things up here, both on the offensive side of things and the defensive side of things.
They've stepped things up, and right now Annawan needs a good possession on the offensive end, and they need to come with their pressure, make it more difficult for Lewistown to get the ball up the floor.
Braves have some work to do here. Here's Kopians. Catch it at the foul line. Turnaround jump shot, no good. Hatfield up to get the rebound, and he is fouled.
Things turn around so quickly in high school basketball. There was a 2-minute stretch in that third quarter, right at the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, where Lewistown really took over the ball game.
This is our National Association of Realtors trivia question. Name the last Quad Cities area team to bring home a first or second place trophy. Have that answer for you in just a moment. Annawan, considered a Quad Cities area team. They will bring home either a third or a fourth place trophy here.
I know
Pending
that
the outcome
answer.
of this one. You know the answer to that one?
I think I do.
Some awfully good teams up there down through the years, huh?
Yep.
Think of those Rock Island teams and Rockford Boylan team. Well, Rockford Boylan, that's a different side of the state, but Rock Island certainly, well, they've had some teams.
Well, that's true, but Rock Island all has been strong for a long time in Class A basketball.
Rakestraw had a shot blocked. Gets it back. Here's DeDecker. He can't get it to go. Long rebound to Burrows. He's got Duncan ahead of him. He's going to take it himself down the lane. No, he did slip it to Duncan.
Excellent break by Lewistown. Very controlled by Burrows. He's been a key player today.
Now it's Kopian's baseline, and he drew contact. He's got a couple of free throws coming. Big-time collision. Now let's give you the answer to that question. The last Quad Cities area team to bring home a first or second place trophy. You hit it on the head there, Cal. Rock Island Alaman, a 1989 Class A second place trophy after losing the championship game to Carlisle 65-56. It's been a tough state tournament for this young man, but a first-team All-Stater, a straight-A student, everything going for this young man. His mom, Luann, played at Annawan in the late 1970s. And Alex Kopian's uncles, Scott and Lynn, played on the 1986 Annawan team that made it to the Super Sectionals, but no further. In fact, this is the only other sectional championship team they've ever had at Annawan. Here's Kopian's off the steal, and he's going to shoot it in.
Excellent pressure. Led to the turnover.
Simpson gets rid of it to Burrows now. 3 minutes to go here. Third place game. Don't forget, state championship game to follow. Macon, Meridian, and Woodlawn to battle for the Class 1A boys basketball state championship trophy here in 2009. Scoop shot by Hatfield, no good. Ball's on the floor. Lewistown still has it. Hatfield is in the middle of all that, and it's going to be a timeout to the Indians. Brad Hatfield realized that his son was in all kinds of trouble, so they asked for and were granted a timeout.
Yeah, that was an excellent call by Coach Hatfield to save the possession. But what an effort by Quentin to keep the ball alive after taking a probably less than desired layup from this side. He went ahead and got the ball back. He knew they were taking. I think they're going to be taking layups and free throws right now with the advantage.
And don't forget that 1A state championship game is coming up next. A couple of teams with 30-win seasons, Macon, Meridian, and Woodlawn, right here on the IHSA television network. But we've got 2:42 to play here in this third place game. 46-35, the Lewistown lead. Take us in both these huddles, Coach. What's going on right now in the Lewistown huddle? What's going on right now in the Annawan huddle?
Well, Annawan's going to be trying to bring the pressure, force turnovers. If they can't get a turnover, they're going to try to foul. But they're going to have to. They want to play an up and down game. Lewistown wants to slow the basketball down, make sure every possession takes time off the clock, because the clock is their opponent right now. Their opponent is not Annawan. They need to take care of the ball, stay out of high-risk areas on the offensive end, move the ball by the pass rather than the dribble against that trap, and be ball tough when you catch it and get to the layup, take either layups and free throws.
Well, the Braves are rocking the house. Their fan base again making the 60-mile trek from Annawan to Carver Arena. Lewistown bringing their fan base from Fulton County, 40 miles away. And they have filled the arena here with some good basketball. We've got 2:42 to go here in this third place game. Ball is out of bounds, and Lewistown will maintain possession.
Good call. It looked like it went off of 30's leg.
Hatfield having trouble getting it in, finally does to Burrows. Immediately double teamed right on the baseline, on the sideline. That's a difficult place to catch the ball.
The traps are getting much more difficult, and if you get it by the sideline, you've got actually 3 people in the trap. The sideline and the 2 players. So you want to stay out in the middle of the floor so you don't get trapped like that.
Foul's going to go against Matt DeDecker.
Got to be able to hit free throws. I think Zach Duncan has proven to be a good shooter, so I'm sure Coach has him on the floor right now, even though he's a bench player, because he's a good free throw shooter.
Duncan with only 9 free throw attempts on the season. That was his 10th. That one looked awfully good. You see Scott Parrish is getting ready to come back in the game for the Indians. Zach Duncan making the most of his playing time here at the state tournament. Split the foul shots.
I think Zach Parrish has been coming out because I think he's a little under the weather. I think Coach has been doing a good job of using him, keeping him fresh.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk with Brad Hatfield probably a half an hour before tip-off, and he said, you know, the last 2 years he just wished he had a 100% healthy team at state. He's battled all kinds of things. And the steal now. Burrows picked off the pass from Kopians, took it all the way down and scored it with the left hand. Burrows in double figures now, 12 points. Now it's Decker, slips the ball down to Rakestraw. Had it blocked by Jugovic, who gets it right back.
What a defensive play. It's panic mode now for Annawan. They're going to have to make something happen.
Now they catch a break there on the turnover, so the Braves are going to get it back. They've got to try to make up a 14-point deficit in the final 146. Duncan goes out, Parrish comes back in. Time is running out on the Braves. Mackenzie Chapman, his 3, missed it. He made his first 3 of the season last year here at the state tournament, the semifinal. Now it's Rakestraw. Pass down low, it's out. Here's Kopians, his open 3 is no good. Chase down in the corner, Simpson off of his hands, so the Braves of Annawan will maintain possession with 1:22 to go.
Kopians really moves very well without the ball. He also takes the ball to the basket really well. He just had a rough tournament, but it's not because of effort. His effort has been there.
DeDecker misses the 3. Quentin Hatfield comes away with it. Yeah, I think fans will check that box score and they'll see that Alex Kopians was only 3 of 14 from the field, but he has done some other things. He had 3 steals in the game yesterday against Macon Meridian. He has 9 rebounds here in this state semifinal. So in some of these games when you're not shooting it well, you got to find a way to contribute elsewhere.
Well, Coach Brown said he's the best all-around player, that he passes the ball well, he sets up other people well, he's a very good defender, and you can see that by the way he's playing. It's not just about his scoring average that makes him a great player. It's also his attitude. His attitude has been good throughout. You don't see him get frustrated. You see him continuing to work hard out there, as all of Annawan's kids have. Now we're getting a chance to get everybody on the floor.
In fact, Alex Kopians is now leaving in his final high school basketball game. Still has to determine what he'll do as far as college is concerned as he goes to the Annawan bench. Had a terrific career. And now the Lewistown Indians. Fans are on their feet as their starters are coming off the floor. And some of the reserve players getting a taste of the state floor here this weekend with 1:09 to go. And Brent Burrows going to try to finish things off at the foul line. He has had a whale of a game. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. With another free throw coming. Another look at Alex Kopians. He has nothing to hang his head about. Not the best of weekends from a shooting standpoint, but a first team all-state performer.
I've really been impressed with Lewistown's effort here in the last in this half. They've just really turned it up on the defensive end and really gotten it done on the offensive end as well.
And so the Lewistown Indians in consecutive years will have a 4th place and a 3rd place trophy at state. And Annawan is bringing home a 4th place trophy for the first time in school history. They've been playing basketball 70 years at Annawan, and they have to make some room at the trophy case for the first time for a state championship trophy, a 4th place trophy.
It's quite exciting for both schools and all the towns that are involved. It's just neat to see these kids get this kind of exposure. It's a lifetime experience they'll always remember.
Vic Abney, you saw checking the game now for Annawan, the final half a minute of this one. Getting some of these younger players and these reserve players a chance to taste what it's like to play on the Carver Arena floor. Congratulations to both of these teams. Annawan lost a 2,000-point scorer a year ago, Tanner Carlson, who's now playing college basketball at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. And there are probably a whole lot of people that said, well, how in the world are they going to do anything? Yes, they've got Copians, but nobody else. And like Coach Brown said, they've enjoyed playing the Cinderella role, making it to state. And nobody thought that Lewistown would be here after losing 4 out of their 5 starters from a 4th-place team a year ago. And guess what? They're back here.
That is so rewarding, so rewarding. See the replay here. We're going strong to the basket. So Austin Howard can get on the boards, and he about gets killed.
3-point shot is missed that time for Risty Johnson. Everybody in the arena wanted one of those guys to make it. Now on the other end, laying it up and missing it. Boy, one of these guys wanted an opportunity to go. That was Abney, who missed the short shot. We got a foul after the ball. No, it's just the ball is out of bounds in the final 10 seconds. 3-point shot is missed, and that's going to be the final possession of this game, it appears.
Good basketball game.
And the Lewistown Indians will celebrate a 3rd-place finish after a 15-point victory over the Annawan Braves, who will bring home their first ever state trophy, a 4th-place trophy in the 2009 Class A boys basketball season. They'll receive their medals and their trophies at halftime of the state championship game, which follows this one here momentarily. Lewistown 50, Annawan 35, your final, a 15-point win. So the Indians will finish the season 26-8, 57 wins the past 2 years for the Lewistown Indians. 31 wins last year in a school record, and 26 now this year. And the Annawan Braves' final record will be 27 wins and 8 losses. And how about our post-game coverage? Let's go down to the floor and Lee Hall.
All right, we're with Brad Hatfield. Yeah, you just mentioned it's nice to do an interview with you after a game.
Yeah, that is nice. So it took 4, but we're glad to get it any way we can.
You bet. That 3rd quarter was key for your team in this ball game. You really got the tempo going, and we're able to take control.
Well, we weren't doing a good job rebounding the first half, and I think the second half we started to do a better job. And that allowed us to get out and run a little bit. Had a couple turnovers that we were able to run out and get a layup, and that kind of gave us some distance.
Pretty satisfying run for you. Got to be great to come back-to-back years, a year you maybe weren't expected to show up and come away with a 3rd-place trophy.
It's extremely satisfying. 26 wins and a 3rd-place state trophy. I think we're all kind of still in shock.
Congratulations, Coach. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. And we are here with our Country Financial Player of the Game. Scott Parrish had 12 points in this ball game. You got a couple of runouts there in the 3rd, and you guys kind of took control. Tell me about the 3rd quarter.
Well, my shots weren't really falling. I haven't been shooting well for a while now, and shots have started falling. We came together, and we played a lot better second half than we did first half, and it just went well.
Tell me about the run this team made through the postseason. I mean, you guys lost 4 or 5 starters. People have talked about it all weekend, and yet you make it back. Tell me about the heart and the desire of this team to repeat what you guys did a year ago.
Well, no one expected us to win, and we like that. We like being the underdogs in every game. We were supposed to lose in regionals, and we all came together and believed, and we knew we could do it, and it's awesome.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, Scott Parrish, our Country Financial Player of the Game, with 12 points to lead Lewistown to the 3rd-place trophy here in Class 1A. Back after this local timeout.
Lewistown is your Class 1A boys basketball third place winner, 50-35 over Annawan, a 15-point victory for the Indians. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard back with you here. Let's take a look at these final statistics brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. What jumps off the final stats page for you there, Coach?
Well, the shooting percentage was pretty much even, but 19 free throws by Lewistown as opposed to 7 by Annawan, so it shows that they were the aggressor on the offensive end. Also, I thought that Parrish did a great job of coming in and hitting some shots and getting them going in the third quarter and finding the gaps in that zone.
Brent Burrows leading all scores. Lewistown, he had 13. Again, Parrish added 12. Rakestraw and DeDecker, the top 2 scores for Annawan. And again, a tough shooting afternoon for Alex Kopians, held to 7 points on 3 of 14 from the field. All right, how about some highlights to show you from that third place game, again won by the Indians of Lewistown?
Here you see the ball swinging to the weak side, going to Parrish for a jump shot that he made. He said he'd been in a shooting slump. There's nothing better than getting you out of it than to hit one. You have a breakout by DeDecker. And I think Burrows is an unsung hero, too. He just had a big game. That was one of our keys to the game this year, or earlier today. And he did have a big game today and made a lot happen on the offensive side.
Third place trophy going to Fulton County as the Lewistown Indians will bring it back 40 miles from Carverina. The fourth place trophy is going to be in Henry County with the Annawan Braves. 50-35 your final. Back with more from Carverina after these network messages.
What's your idea of financial